Greetings, my friends, and thank you for tuning in to episode 6 of the Hometown Moguls podcast. My name is Ryan Yoder, and this podcast is documenting my quest to learn about entrepreneurship by interviewing local business owners and people involved in the local business community. For more information, you can go back to episode number 1, and while you're there, please take a minute to like, subscribe, follow, share, give a thumbs up, whatever you can do to help support the show would be greatly appreciated. In episode 6, I get to sit down and chat with Debbie Brown from the Cecil County Chamber of Commerce. She shares some information about what exactly a chamber is and what they do. I know personally, as a sales representative in that territory, I've had a lot of extra success and met people in the community that may not have necessarily had an introduction to were it not for my membership with the Cecil County Chamber. So for anybody working in that territory, I highly suggest you hit up Debbie and Katie and get some more information about seeing some of the events and what exactly the chamber does. Please enjoy the conversation. Thanks. All right, and we are recording. So if you want to take a second and introduce yourself, Debbie, and let us know what you got going on and what you're involved in.
Well, first of all, Ryan, I appreciate the opportunity to not only promote the chamber, but also to promote you and Waste Masters Solutions. There's so many different ways for us to be engaged and involved, and this is brand new for me, so it's a new opportunity. And as everybody uses technology more and more because of what we've been through last year, we get more comfortable with it. So I appreciate the opportunity. I'm the executive director of Cecil County Chamber of Commerce, and I've been in that role for about a year. I've been with the chamber 3 years, more than 3 years. And in that capacity, I started as the director of membership services, where I would go out and share with people in the community, new businesses, what the chamber is, what we do, why we do it, and how we can promote businesses. And then also we provide opportunities for current members to stay engaged and involved in the community through many different opportunities of events. Most of those will be virtual until the weather clears and we're allowed to be outside again. We share information, we do advocacy programs to support the legislative bills that affect our chamber members, and collectively we create a stronger voice so that the people in Annapolis hear us and respond to the things that affect our businesses. We do a lot of information, and that was so pivotal and important last year as we all went into lockdown from the pandemic. It was vital and essential that businesses knew what the resources were and how to obtain opportunities for grants and loans. And people said, without a doubt, how much the chamber was able to help businesses maintain and stay solvent because they were able to get information on where to get grants and loans. And we advocate for the businesses and we promote our businesses through our events and sponsorship opportunities.
That's great. Since I joined the chamber, myself, like you said, hopefully we get to the point where we can all start getting together and do the actually in-person events. And, it's missing on that front, but I get the emails every day. You guys certainly do a great job of keeping everyone informed of anytime there's any changes of direction from government and everything like that, of keeping everyone up to date. Now, kind of what I touched on, before we started recording, before I joined the chambers myself, I had heard the name Chamber of Commerce mentioned, but I never actually understood, and maybe my actual idea of what a Chamber of Commerce is might not even be the complete picture. I mean, what exactly is a Chamber of Commerce and what's the overall goal, for joining it?
Sure, I can start with our mission, Ryan, and our mission is to advocate for a strong, viable economic environment in Cecil County, but that doesn't mean you have to reside in Cecil County. We have many businesses outside our borders state borders as well as our county borders that do business in Cecil County. So we can help those businesses also. Our strong relationships with Cecil County government, the mayors of each of our 8 towns, as well as with other Cecil County leaders such as the college, public schools, and the library, are essential in our support of our efforts. For those organizations doing business in Cecil County who need a network of services and resources, the Cecil County Chamber of Commerce is a membership organization that supports, connects, and advocates on your behalf. We currently have about 450 members in and around Cecil County, and our goals are to inform, promote, connect, and advocate.
Is that like the representatives for that, or is that including, say, you have a company that has employees underneath of that umbrella for them? Are they included in the 450? How does that work?
Right. All of the employees would be considered members and able to join in any activity that the chamber hosts because you're part of the organization that's a member. So we reach about 15,000 employees through our membership.
Jeez. And I know you coordinate certain things, like you said, events and everything, but in my understanding is there's a lot of interconnected work that happens between not only, say, Cecil County Chamber, but other chambers as well. I mean, who would benefit from joining
Right.
the chamber?
Right. We do value the relationships with our community partners, and that extends over to Hartford County Chamber, into Newcastle County Chamber, Middletown Area Chamber, and down into Kent County. So we do value strong relationships in and around the community.
So someone doesn't necessarily, like you said, have to live in Cecil County to, benefit from being a member. If they, say, cover multiple territories, like myself, like we cover Newcastle, we cover Cecil County, Delaware County, PA, but you guys do a nice job of keeping everyone informed with multiple areas that go outside of that. Now, how exactly does membership work when someone, say, comes to the chamber and they want to get involved? What's the steps?
First of all, our membership is based on the size of your organization and your full-time employee count, starting from a sole proprietor up to an organization such as Union Hospital or W.L. Gore Christiana Care Union Hospital. I have to revise that because they did merge last year. So these organizations have thousands of employees. So we can have, like W.L. Gore is our gold top of the line member, and they support us in a way over and above what a regular membership would be. They provide support to us financially for our legislative activities as well as our signature activities that would include all of our government relations events and our annual mixers with other chambers. We host manufacturers appreciation event in the fall, and our sponsors support us financially with our big events. Our first responders appreciation dinner, where we give back and recognize those in the community that are the first responders. We do business spotlights in March, where we can acknowledge significant accomplishments that a business has had over the last year. We do a membership appreciation picnic, a golf classic we do every year, and annual meetings, as well as many business card exchanges, our chamber orientation meetings. We do professional webinars and seminars. We also host ribbon cuttings, grand openings, and open houses. Any way that we can support and promote the businesses that have special accomplishments, that's what we do, as well as our advocacy and information. And we help businesses stay connected through networking events so that people can share referrals from back and forth to other businesses that may be able to offer support.
And if someone wants to kind of, test the waters and they don't know exactly if they want to jump full in on a membership, are there ways that they can say, not that they're, like I said, in person right now, but attend an event, or are there things that they can do just one off to test it out and see and get an idea of what's going on with the chamber?
Sure, we do like to have non-members join, because in all of our events, and we do regular meetings through our chamber orientations or our long-term care roundtable, our government relations group, our network advocacy group, and our nonprofit roundtable. And we like to have non-members join us at least 2 times to see if this is something that works for them and they feel like they can be engaged and become involved and get some value out of it. So we do like to have non-members attend. And like you said, Ryan, test the waters and see if this is something that adds value to their organization.
And you mentioned, recognizing and acknowledging, any businesses that may have had, certain milestones hit or bigger events. Are there any, and I can understand if you can't name specifically, but are there any success stories that come to mind, or anything of, say, a small business that came into the chamber and then really profited or benefited from that connection with the chamber and then really prospered?
Well, I would say, Ryan, especially in the last year, when it comes time for a small business to renew with the chamber, overwhelmingly, our businesses have said if it weren't for the information that we consistently provided to the community, they would not have had the resources to get financial support through grants and loans. So it became extremely valuable to our small businesses. Many, many times I've heard those success stories.
Sure. That being said, so I imagine from when you first started with the chamber to, COVID hitting and everything, that the role of what the chamber provides, had to be pretty flexible and shift with the current climate of, what was going on. From that shift, do you see the direction of the chamber in the future going any certain way? Are you guys focusing on anything differently than you were before, say, the shutdowns and everything that would benefit the community?
Sure, Ryan. We quickly had to work from home, set up the technology at home, and that became a key way to stay solvent and stay connected with the business community. I work with just one other gal in the office, Katie Lewis, our director of events and communications. And we were home, working from home to begin with, but we never stopped being connected and connecting our community through our newsletters and information that we received from the governor's office, from the Department of Commerce office. So we did pivot to virtual meetings, Zoom meetings, and we found that people were ready to stay connected even in a Zoom virtual platform environment. And they were grateful to have people still in front of them, even though you couldn't touch people. You can still get online and do a Zoom call. I know they talk about Zoom fatigue, but to me, that would be if I've done 3 Zoom meetings in a day, then I might be Zoom
Sure.
fatigued. But I think every business organization has had to adjust their technology. And with that becomes the sense of making sure that your technology is secure. So security played a big role last year. And with that, we've also heard from people that might not have been able to connect with us in person in the past at our meetings, but because it was Zoom and they didn't have to commute and they could pop in when they wanted to and leave when they needed to, it was easier for a lot of other different people to become involved and stay engaged because of Zoom meetings. So I think in the future, Katie and I have talked, and we'll continue with the hybrid sort of way of doing business. We will still offer virtual meetings, but overall the response is people can't wait to get together again. And we'll do that in the spring when it's safe for people to be outside.
I'm certainly looking forward to, that time myself. Now, one thing, just kind of share some insight of things that I've noticed from joining the chamber and a benefit for myself. So, in a direct role in sales, when I'm approaching businesses, a lot of what I do is cold calling or just showing up in an office. It's nice when I joined the chamber, as I'm walking up to, say, an office, I see the little sticker in the window that they're a member of the chamber. And it's almost like there's a pride that companies have in the community that they're involved, or it's almost like a stamp of approval that you're a little more trustworthy, or do you get that sense that people are like full of pride to like show that logo and say
Sure.
they're involved in the community?
Right, absolutely. There are statistics that will show that people are more likely, 65% more likely to do business with the Chamber of Commerce business because they do have that seal of approval and they're well known in the community. And it also signifies that these are businesses that believe in giving back to the community, perhaps through chamber membership. There's ways to give back as well as the ways that the chamber offers opportunities for the small businesses. But for a larger business, it's a way to give back to the community and say that you believe in what the chamber does to help the small businesses. So there is a lot of pride in it. And we are also a chamber members first referral. If somebody calls the chamber looking for a certain type of organization or business that can help them out, they're going to hear about chamber members businesses first and exclusively.
That's great. I know you said it's kind of a hybrid and no in-person things, but are there any things that you see coming up in the near future? Any events or things that you're trying to promote that we could use this platform to kind of get on everyone's calendar and have them looking forward to and get involved if they're not already?
Sure. At this time of year, January 13th opened up the new legislative session in Annapolis for the General Assembly. So the chamber acts strongly to have a say and to keep our chamber members involved in what bills are being presented to the General Assembly that may affect their own businesses in Cecil County. So we do have, instead of our live in-person events, we are pivoting to have legislative events online so that our delegates and senators will be part of Zoom meetings beginning next week or 2 weeks, February 10th. We do have a legislative assembly meeting for our delegates and senators, for chamber members to have the opportunity to speak to them, ask questions, and hear what's on their minds and what's being said and heard in the General Assembly for this legislative session in Annapolis.
It's great. It's an interesting spin on, getting involved and keeping everyone on the same playing field. I like that.
Right.
That
I
thinking.
mean, certain industries will be affected by different bills. Say you're in the school system and you're a teacher, it's going to be important what's happening in the schools. If you're a small business, a nonprofit, it's going to be important what's happening that affects you as a nonprofit. As well as the events that we hold and the advocacy efforts we do through the chamber. Your chamber member allows you and your business to post on your chamber member page. You can post hot deals, news releases, press releases. You can post job postings, requests for proposals, and you can add your own organization's events on our community calendar. Our chamber portal also acts as a customer relationship management program. If you are not able to find an email for an organization that you are attempting to reach, you can reach them through the chambers. So your chamber membership offers you not only ways that we inform, promote, advocate, and connect your business, but it also offers these features to promote your own business through the chamber webpage.
And anybody listening that wants to get more information and connect with you and Katie, and what are the best avenues that you mentioned? The portal, what's the best way for them to reach out to get a hold of you to get more information about the chamber?
Thank you, Ryan, for the opportunity again. I'm at dbrown at cecilchamber.com, and Katie Lewis is klewis at cecilchamber.com. Our webpage is cecilchamber.com.
Great. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on and share some information about the Cecil County Chamber. I'll provide all the links and put some information up there once I post everything. Was there anything else you wanted to touch on?
This was a brand new, wonderful opportunity, and as nervous as I am, just because I'm not so versed at speaking, but I'm getting better at it. But you were able to put me at ease and allow me to share what the chamber does and how important it is to remain connected with the community. I appreciate it, Ryan. Thank you.
You're most welcome. Thank you for coming on.